Our topic today, Quattro. Not only the historic Audi Quattro, but also the current models. This one is the RSQ3, a 5-cylinder turbo with 400 horsepower. It sounds great and drives even better, and that's something you can try out on passes like the one here in France. However, I sometimes have a bit of a weather problem, fog for example. But Reinhold doesn't let that put him off and, as the fog slowly lifts, gives the SUV, which accelerates from 0 to 100 in 4.5 seconds, a good run for its money. Now we're going back in time, because we're wondering, why does every Audi have 4 rings in its grille? And that goes back to 1932. At that time, the company was formed from 4 others: Audi, DKW, Wanderer and Hawk. At that time, no one had even thought of 4-wheel drive. But that was about to change. That started at the end of the 70s, actually, how shall we say, almost subversively, on a test drive in Finland, in winter, in February. There, it was noticed that an escort vehicle, the VW Iltis, with all-wheel drive, simply stood out technically compared to the other test vehicles, in the way that it simply overtook the other test vehicles that were on the road there with front or rear-wheel drive. And so it was able to accelerate faster on ice and snow and drive more safely than the other cars. First of all, it was clearly new technical territory, which then also came into play in 1980 in the original Quattro, in combination with the 5-cylinder engine and then also with turbocharging, so it was a concentrated technology package that was brought into the vehicle at that time. At the time, it was also a very fast road car with sporty ambitions and actually took Audi to the next level, because Audi was not necessarily known for sportiness and dynamics in the past. With this vehicle, Audi basically managed to achieve a different image and to be perceived differently there. When Quattro arrived, the whole sport was renewed. With fresh visions, surprising technology and a way of moving that everyone immediately understood. This was the trigger for a worldwide rally boom. In the 1980s, Audi celebrated numerous successes with various motorsport Quattro versions. Reinhold gets to go for a spin with Stig Blomqvist, one of the drivers from back then, in an original vehicle on the track of the Monte Carlo Rally.
Really nice to see.
It's really nice to see it looks the same as it did 35 years ago. It was a nice rally, because we had, in those days, it was both tarmac and gravel. We started off a little bit around here on the tarmac and then down south and did 2 days on the gravel and then back up here to do 1 night on the tarmac again. That was really special in that case, because the mechanics had to change the car from tarmac to gravel and from gravel back to tarmac again.
Auf Asphaltkonfiguration.
Back to tarmac again.
That's 4 decades of Quattro history. Why is the Quattro drive so important for Audi? Well, because more than 40% of all Audis have Quattro drive. This Audi 205T from 1979 was the father of the first original Quattro. It didn't have all-wheel drive yet, but the drive shafts, turbocharger, Rommel wheels and almost the entire engine were taken from this saloon. The success story of all-wheel drive at Audi began in 1980 with the original Quattro. 200 horsepower and a top speed of up to 222 km per hour were absolutely solid values. Audi Quattro. An unusual name for an unusual car. Audi's long front-wheel drive experience and the further development and improvement of conventional drive technologies formed the basis for the design of the Quattro. The all-wheel drive of this car is therefore more than just a traction aid or support in extreme off-road conditions. The Quattro's all-wheel drive is an integral part of a newly thought-out car concept. With the all-wheel drive Quattro, Audi demonstrates the possibilities of technical advancement even in today's automobile construction. Even more impressive than the basic idea of the Quattro principle is its elegant technical solution. At its heart is the center differential to which power is transmitted via a hollow shaft. It distributes the power to the rear axle and, this is the refinement of the Quattro, through the hollow shaft to the front axle. By integrating the center differential into the gearbox, a space and weight-saving solution was created. Ideal for road vehicles. Equipped in this way, the Quattro completed the standard sprint in 7.3 seconds. A total of only 11,452 units were built. Its base price at the time, 49,900 Deutschmarks. In 1990 Audi presented the S2 Coupe as the successor to the Quattro. Here, too, the 5-cylinder turbo was used, but now with 220 or later 230 horsepower. In addition to the Coupe, the S2 was also available as a saloon and an Avon estate. A representative of the younger generation is the Audi TT RS from 2009, also with the tried and tested 5-cylinder turbo, which has since been upgraded to 340 horsepower. It was available as a coupe and roadster, managed the standard sprint in 4.6 seconds and could optionally reach up to 280 km/h. In our combustion vehicles, there are of course also very different technologies and powertrains, as we represent the Quattro drive. In RS and RS models we have self-locking center differentials and, as a top technology, our sports differential, which provides an extra kick of driving dynamics, and if you look at the A4, A3 and also A8 models, we have controlled clutches. These are now the latest RS3 models, the RS3 Sportback and the RS3 Sedan with 400 horsepower. But the top speed has changed if you order the dynamic package, because then the cars are up to 290 km/h. This makes the models currently the fastest production compact cars. These powerhouses go from 0 to 100 km/h in 3.8 seconds. A highlight, however, is the so-called torque splitter on the rear axle, which makes it possible to distribute the drive torque variably, from 0 to 100%, between the right and left wheels. An exhaust system with flap control provides the appropriate sound. A lot has changed since the first Quattro in 1980. Nowadays, the all-wheel drive is generated by 3 electric motors, for example in the Audi e-tron GT RS. The characteristics that have remained are safety, stability and performance. With a system output of almost 600 horsepower, the all-electric car is currently the spearhead of the Audi portfolio. The standard sprint is achieved in 3.3 seconds. However, the top speed is limited to 250 km/h for the sake of range. With the electric Quattro drive, 1 or 2 electric motors on each axle provide propulsion. A mechanical connection between the 2 axles is no longer necessary, the interaction is controlled electronically. Depending on the driving situation, the drive power can be variably distributed to the front and rear or right and left. This provides for more dynamics or more stability, depending on what is desired or needed at the time. In the course of its life, the Quattro drive system has undergone many changes and it will be interesting to see what other innovations will be added in the coming years. Thank you for watching. See you again soon.